All right, so one of the most beautiful realizations that occurred to me that has become my existence as a result of a shroom experience was that the Piscean in me, this thing in me, this imaginative thing in me, this super creative, intuitive thing in me can coexist as it should without there being so much of this negative result. Okay, so it seems like a lot of Pisces people, I'm just going to use that as a general term because I'm not really sure as much as astrology is ingrained within a society, or should I say the fabric of existence, the fractal pattern, whatever it is. You know, right, it seems like astrology is connected. If everything's connected, then the positioning of all things then does matter. But so just in general, people who constantly think about things, people who imagine constantly, people who go off in their own world more than literally this world, people who, when in a relationship, think so much about the relationship that it can become created in that sense, that it is you to imagine. It's not, it's not you to totally be in this moment all the time, right? For those people, I got some advice. I know it was a long introduction, but here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. One of the more finalized states of this type of existence, right, because I'm in this whole thing too, and it's a realization of myself, is to let it be, okay? So I was thinking that I had to change myself, that I had to become more grounded, that I had to stop imagining about my future love experiences, or that I had to stop thinking about all of these beautiful things that are in my head. Like, why? In this reality now, I'm like, why should I stop? But in the first coming, right? In the first reality, the previous reality, I used to think, well, shoot, I got to change myself. And guess what? You don't have to change yourself. The only thing that you have to do with yourself is to love yourself and to become yourself, and and just realize that you don't have to result as a result of those imaginations, of those intuitive gatherings of information, of love, and however you express it. You don't have to change. Become yourself. Become the feelings of joy that you are. And if it takes you to imaginate 10 times for an hour every day, whatever it is, right? To a lot, if it takes you to imagine so much of your day that your day feels more like imagination than it does reality, who gives a shit, okay? Here's the thing. Now I'm going to go into a relationship standard, this idea, this thing that I've been having trouble with, and I realize so clearly, and I'm just going to say it, this might permeate into you, this might not, but you're going to have to figure out how to do this, because I guarantee you right now, you will be so much in love with existence if you can do this, okay? So for those of you who tend to have a relationship situation waiting for you, on the other hand, so it seems in that imaginary state, right? But nothing is finalized, right? Nothing is finalized. Even if you are to be in that relationship right now and you start visualizing about something else, you start thinking about the next state of that relationship, go for it. Because guess what? You can enjoy the shit out of that imagination, but all you have to do is, if it doesn't happen, don't freak out. Just keep going, right? Then there's something else. There's always something else. There's always something else to love. There's always something else to be joyful about. So why, if you're a super imaginator, if you're an intuitive person, if you love thinking about stuff, if you love imagining, if you love dissecting, if you love experiencing the imaginative realm of this existence, why would you stop? Why would you say, hey, I gotta stop enjoying this, okay? The fault within this whole thing that you probably feel is the worry that it's going to be lost, okay? And then when it's lost, you think, but guess what? Why do that to yourself? Because that whole moment, it is your existence to imagine. It is your existence to be the creator. It is your existence to be that facilitator in the ultimate sense, in the intuitive sense, right? Do it. Love it. Experience those first 3 months leading up to that point at which you think that you see as the result of that reality. Experience that whole finger to the translation, to the transition, to the finalization of that point. And if that point goes, whoop, it's not there. So, who cares, right? You went all the way up. You experienced all of that love that you could have experienced. You experienced your reality exactly how you joyfully wanted to. And then guess what? Something isn't there. That's not anyone else's fault. That's not something that you have to change. You don't have to change any of that. You don't have to change any of this full experience that you loved, that you joyfully loved. You don't have to change any of that. Just change the idea of attachment. Just change the example, the reality in front of you. That, hey, I don't have to be attached. I don't have to be the existence around me. I have to be myself. And then the existence becomes something that you enjoy because you're yourself. You perceive everything through yourself. You don't expect that result of physicality to be there. So do what you gotta do and don't worry about the future. Don't worry about it, right? Hold on to things that you enjoy, and if something doesn't suit you, breathe it out of you. Don't keep feeling it. You don't have to. You don't have to worry. You don't have to feel negative experience. So be the joyful resonator that you are. Experience what you got to experience. Experience what makes you feel love and joy and happiness. And you will be golden all of the time, because guess what? When this thing falls off, if it does, bam, it's just another building block for the next cycle, for the next experience of reality, which then turns into the whole other pathway of love and existence within your framework to then experience something, if you have to go about this way, again, to experience that finalized state. So for whatever you wish it to be, you can still experience the love and joy in that moment of the working up, of the experiencing in that sense, right? So that's my advice, guys. And that was the biggest breakthrough of my existence. The biggest breakthrough. I mean, I feel like I'm such a more finalized human of me, my version of reality, my thing, this piece of the fractal. I feel like I am myself. And again, like in my other videos, I want to say after this shroom experience, I just want to cry out of joy because I am so okay with being myself that it's just love. It's just love. Everything.